The Bandula barb is a very special fish that lives in Sri Lanka. Its name in the local language is Aina T, or Bandula Petiya. Scientists who study fish have given it a scientific name, which is Puntius bandula. This name helps people all over the world know exactly which fish we are talking about. This small fish is a true part of Sri Lanka's natural world, a living jewel that swims in our streams. It is important for us to learn about this fish because it is unique to our island. Understanding its story is the first step in making sure it does not disappear forever from our beautiful country. This little fish is a type of freshwater fish. This means it does not live in the salty water of the ocean. Instead, it makes its home in the clear, cool streams of a very specific place. The Bandula barb is found only in one small area in Sri Lanka. It lives in a single stream system near a town called Galapitamata. This makes it extremely special because its entire world is contained within these few waterways. You cannot find this fish anywhere else on the planet, which makes its home incredibly important. This limited habitat is a key reason why the fish is so vulnerable and needs our attention. The story of its name is also quite interesting. The fish was named in honor of Mr. Bandula, the person who first collected it and brought it to the attention of scientists. This is a common practice in science, to name a new discovery after the person who found it, or someone who has contributed a lot to the field. By calling it the Bandula barb, we remember the important role of its discoverer. It connects the fish not just to a place, but to a person and a moment in history. This personal touch makes the story of the Bandula barb even more compelling and reminds us of the ongoing process of discovery. Learning about the Bandula barb is like uncovering a secret. It is a small but significant part of Sri Lanka's rich biodiversity. Our island is famous for having many plants and animals that are found nowhere else, and the Bandula barb is a perfect example of this. It represents the delicate and unique ecosystems that exist in our country. When we talk about protecting Sri Lanka's nature, we are talking about protecting creatures like this one. Its existence adds to the natural wealth of our nation, making it a treasure that we must carefully look after for future generations to appreciate and study. The Bandula barb is a small fish, which is one of its defining features. It does not grow very large, usually reaching a maximum length of about 4 centimeters. This is roughly the size of a person's thumb. Because of its small size, it can be easily overlooked in the streams where it lives. It is a delicate creature, perfectly suited for its environment of shallow, slow-moving water. Its small body allows it to navigate easily between aquatic plants and under rocks, finding food and hiding from anything that might try to eat it. This tiny size is a key part of its identity and survival strategy in its natural home. When you look closely at the Bandula barb, you will notice its simple yet beautiful colors. The body of the fish is a soft, silvery gold color. This base color helps it blend in with the sandy or gravelly bottom of the stream. It has a few distinct black markings that make it recognizable. There is usually a dark spot near the tail and sometimes another faint one near the gills. These spots can break up its body shape, making it harder for predators to see. The fins of the Bandula barb are mostly clear, but sometimes they have a slight yellowish or reddish tint, adding a subtle splash of color to its appearance. One of the most important things to know about the Bandula barb is that it is extremely rare. It is considered one of the rarest freshwater fishes in Sri Lanka, and perhaps even in the world. Its rarity is primarily because it lives in such a tiny, restricted area. If something bad were to happen to its home stream, the entire population could be wiped out very quickly. This is why scientists and conservationists are so concerned about its future. Being rare makes it very precious, but it also means it is in constant danger of disappearing completely from existence. Because this fish is so rare and lives in such a remote location, most people have never heard of it. It is not a fish you will see in a market or a common aquarium. Discussions about Sri Lankan wildlife often focus on larger, more famous animals like elephants and leopards. The small, quiet creatures like the Bandula barb are often forgotten. This lack of public awareness is a major problem. When people do not know that something exists, they do not know that it needs to be protected. The silence surrounding the Bandula barb makes it even more vulnerable to threats. The main reason the Bandula barb is in so much trouble is the loss of its home. The streams where it lives are under threat from human activities. People are changing the land around these streams for farming and building. When forests are cut down, soil washes into the water during rain, making it muddy and unsuitable for the fish. The use of chemicals like pesticides and fertilizers on nearby farms can also pollute the water. These chemicals are poison to small, sensitive fish like the Bandula barb. A clean, clear stream is essential for its survival, and sadly, such habitats are becoming harder to find. Another significant threat is the introduction of other fish species into its habitat. Sometimes people release fish that are not native to the area into streams and rivers. These new fish can be bigger and more aggressive than the Bandula barb. They might eat the Bandula barb or its eggs. They also compete for the same food, and the smaller, shyer Bandula barb often loses this competition. Introducing new species can completely change the balance of a stream's ecosystem, often with disastrous results for the original inhabitants. This is a serious problem that has harmed many native fish populations across Sri Lanka. The changing climate is also a concern for the future of this fish. The Bandula barb is adapted to live in a very specific environment with a stable water temperature and flow. Global climate change can lead to longer periods of drought, which could cause its home stream to dry up. It can also cause more intense rainfall and flooding, which can wash the fish away or destroy their habitat. These extreme weather events are becoming more common and pose a grave danger to a species that is already living on the edge of survival. The fish cannot easily move to a new stream if its current one becomes uninhabitable. Because the Bandula barb is not well known, there is very little pressure to protect it. Government policies and conservation efforts often prioritize animals that are more popular or economically important. A tiny fish in a remote stream does not attract much attention. This lack of focus means that its habitat is not officially protected, and there are few rules in place to control pollution or other harmful activities in the area. Without specific conservation plans and public support, the silent disappearance of the Bandula barb is a very real possibility. Its survival depends on us recognizing its plight and taking action. Protecting the Bandula barb starts with protecting its home. The single most important action we can take is to preserve the health of the stream where it lives. This means we must prevent pollution from entering the water. We need to be careful with agricultural chemicals and ensure that waste from homes and farms is managed properly and does not end up in the stream. Planting native trees along the stream banks can also help. The roots of the trees hold the soil in place, preventing it from washing into the water and keeping it clear. A healthy habitat is the foundation for a healthy fish population. Raising awareness is another crucial step. We need to tell more people about the Bandula barb and why it is so special. When people understand that Sri Lanka is home to such a unique and threatened creature, they are more likely to support efforts to save it. Schools can teach children about local biodiversity, including small fish like this one. Documentaries, articles, and social media can share its story with a wider audience. The more people who know and care about the Bandula barb, the stronger the call for its protection will become. Public support can influence decision-makers to take conservation seriously. Scientific research is also essential. We still have much to learn about the Bandula barb. Scientists need to study its life cycle, its exact needs, and the specific threats it faces. This information can help us create effective conservation plans. For example, understanding its breeding habits could help in setting up a captive breeding program. Such a program could raise the fish in a safe environment and then release them back into protected streams, creating a safety net for the species. Continued research ensures that our efforts to help the fish are based on solid knowledge and are more likely to succeed. In conclusion, the fate of the Bandula barb rests in our hands. This small, unassuming fish is a symbol of Sri Lanka's fragile natural heritage. Its survival is a test of our commitment to protecting the incredible biodiversity of our island. Caring for the Bandula barb is about more than just saving one species. It is about preserving the delicate balance of our freshwater ecosystems for future generations. Every creature, no matter how small, has a role to play. By taking action to protect its home, spreading the word, and supporting scientific efforts, we can ensure that the story of the Kiang does not end in silence.